Man, I'm bored. Welcome, everyone, back to Curiosities. I'm going to go over the top 10 things that people do when they are bored. But before I get into the top 10 list, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching on a platform for subscription, like YouTube, for example. Follow me on X, that sort of thing. Also, I'd like to invite you to check out the merch at on our TeePublic store for Curiosities and for unknown and mysterious creatures and the Rise of the King of Silas and other items that are there. They have some really neat and interesting designs. People have been buying them, and it's been really, really great, and it's helping out the channel. So, all right, so let's get to the top 10 things that people likely do when they're bored. And we're going to start with number 10, and that is explore outdoors. I'm not a big outdoors man. I know that there are people in my life that I know currently and that I have known in the past that are. And that's like a big part of their life. So it's not even an issue of them being bored. It's something that they're passionate about. But sometimes people get bored and, they take walks or they go for a hike or they simply just spend time in nature and kind of like rebooting in the presence of trees and birds and all that sort of thing. All right, number 9, play board games and puzzles. Now, I know growing up we did play games, and I played board games with my children and my wife too. But I'm curious if people still do that. Like, I'm wondering, do you still play board games? I still do Monopoly at least once a year. Trouble, Clue. What other board games have you guys play? I have trouble finding people to play chess with because A, I'm not that good at it, and B, I think a lot of people just would rather do something else than play chess. But if you're playing chess, I'd like to hear what kind of board games you play. Drop that comment below in the comment section. Number 8, creative hobbies. Now, this is something that I am very passionate about. I have a lot of hobbies, including this very show. Curiosities is a kind of a hobby. I do filmmaking, writing, that sort of thing. People find all kinds of hobbies. Some of them are, require you building things or going places. I don't know. I don't want to speak for some of the people that I know in my personal life, but I know some people have these really eccentric hobbies. You might know who you are if you're watching right now. Make sure you drop a comment. Let us know what your hobbies are. Number 7, cook or bake. I know my sister Yolanda, if you're watching, I know that you like baking, and that's kind of like a big deal for you. And I think there was a time when you actually wanted to start your own business doing that. Baking, I think, is something that, like, my daughter likes to talk about doing. I think she does do that. She claims she does. So correct me if I'm wrong. Please drop a comment and let me know if I'm wrong about this. I don't know if cooking is something that I do when I'm bored. I think cooking is something I do because it's better. I think I cook better than most of the restaurants I visit. Number 6, exercise. Now, I wish I was bored more so that I would exercise more. I don't know if people exercise when they're bored. I think people find exercise to be such a heavy thing to do, unless you're really passionate about it. I know I have friends that are, very, very passionate about exercising, and their physique is great, and they're really into maintaining their bodies for, health reasons, and also because they just like to. That's a big thing for them, exercising. I don't know if I would do it when I'm bored. I tend to do exercising when I can. Number 5, listen to music or podcasts. I do neither because I'm bored. I do both because I want to, and there are certain podcasts that I really enjoy. And lately, I've been watching more and more of them on YouTube. I think YouTube is kind of taken over television for me. Like, I don't even watch TV unless it's like a sporting event or something. I tend to just basically watch YouTube because I like these content creators and the stuff that they do. And it's not just for hearing them give their take on politics or, talk about certain things that I didn't really think about, like tattoos being tied to mental illness, for example, but more there's actual programs. There's one program that I think people like a lot, and some of my personal friends like it. It's called the Y-Files. It's more like a TV show, but it's on YouTube, and they release episodes, and they're fantastic. I think I've mentioned that. I've even shared them on my Facebook before. So anyone who's been following me for a while knows I've mentioned the Y-Files before, but there are others. Number 4, social media. I think people do this. I think this is now we're getting to where when people just do it out of habit and because they're bored. I'm no exception to this rule. I'll go on social media. I tend to, when I'm bored, I'll go on Instagram. That's my go-to place. But I'm starting to get into TikTok. I was reluctant for many, many years. Sometimes you just can't help it. Like you're just drawn to it, whatever they're talking about or whatever they're doing. You know, it's just, I don't know. My wife watches. I think my wife is on TikTok more than I am. All right, number 3, play video games. I think for some people this is another bad habit that they play video games too much. I don't know if I played video games. I don't remember the last time I played a video game. Maybe I don't do the phone app games count as video games? You know, let me clarify that for me in the comments, please. If you think they're playing like Tetris or you know, that one game with the king who's always in trouble and you try to fail him. What's it called? Royal something? Let me just pull this up on my phone real quick as I'm talking to you guys. It's called... Oh, yeah, Royal Match. That's the one that I play a lot. Royal Match and Toon Blast. Those are the two that I play a lot on my phone. Does that count as video games? Because I do play them when I'm bored. I also play them when I'm getting ready to go to sleep because it's so... To me, it's like mind-numbing and I just go to sleep up to that. All right, number 2, read a book. I have tended to read books late at night because they also help me put me to sleep, depending on the book. I don't read as much as I should, probably because I'm more using my time doing filming or video editing or doing videos like this or other things that I do for a number of other people, projects that I work on. So I wish I had more time to read a book. Do you read books still? I mean, I know that I have friends that are passionate about books, that they read a lot of books, but do they do it? I think people who read a lot of books tend to do it not because they're bored, but because they want to. You know, it's like there's something in that book, like information that they want, or about a person, or it's a story. It's really gripping. Who knows? Hopefully, you're reading my book, The Ouroboros. If you haven't read it already, check out the the link. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. But I will pin it somewhere in my comments or in the description. And the number one thing, if you haven't figured this out by now, the number one thing people do when they're bored, if you haven't figured this out by now, you should know, is watch TV or movies. That's right. Watching and binge watching is something that people do relentlessly. And I'm no exception to that rule either. I will tend to, veg on the couch and just watch endless movies. What movies do you watch? What TV shows do you binge? I mean, people have all kinds of different tastes and different likes. So it's really a matter of what you like to watch. Because if you're struggling trying to find a program or something that interests you, and it's there's a lot of stuff out there you've already seen and you don't really want to see it anymore. You'll just check out of that too. So what do you think of the top 10 list of things that people do when you are bored? Was there something not mentioned? Please, if you're going to mention something that was not mentioned in this list, I appreciate you hanging out with me. And if you're still watching at this point, please do me a favor, hit that like button, share this video with others, help this channel grow. And if you have any other ideas about what people do when they're bored, we'd like to hear from you. Put that comment down below. Until next time, everyone, God bless.
New Kingdom Radio Theater.